Hi, Lisa Fry, the Catholic unschooler, homeschooler, all-around schooler here. I am making this video because I want to let you know, I know sometimes I get upset during my videos for my late husband, but I'm now visiting, I just visited his mother and father, and I'm always cheerful and always joyful, trying, right? But I'm not sure I convey when I'm experiencing what I am right now. Oh man, just being in his home, talking with his parents, and all the memories, you know, coming out of the driveway and picturing him driving, you know, out of it, you know, with his car. And I guess it's like so crazy, right? Because my faith tells me I'm gonna see him again, and he hasn't been more real than he is right now since he's been gone. Does that make any sense? So my Catholic faith says that we are allowed to continue to commune with those that have passed away. So I do, and I feel like rather than him being so far away from me, because that's how I felt all this time, it took 2 years for me to really, the closer I got to God and trusting God, the more I sense Stephen is really here. Like, he's really present. He doesn't go away because he doesn't die, right? So your flesh dies, but you don't die. So I decided to leave, but all these roads, I mean, I know he's closer to me now in the last 2 years than ever, right? So the other night I looked up at the sky and I was talking to God and I said, Lord, and actually I was saying, Stephen, you know, where are you? Because you are somewhere. Our souls do not die. So because your soul does not die, that means you are somewhere. And so with that being said, I'm like, I feel really close to him. I feel like he really is, because we love him. He is here. Like, that's just the bottom line, you know. He's always with us. He really is. And you know, and I'm saying this to people who have lost a loved one, okay, so that you know that you're not losing it, that you're not alone, right? There are plenty of things that there's plenty of, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't, sorry. I want you, I keep talking about it now and again because that's, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, am I okay? Are you okay? Are we okay? Are we doing this all right? Like, it feels so frustrating to not be able to see your spouse, you know, or your child, or whoever it is that you love that has passed away, and that you feel very frustrated and you want to see them and you can't. Oh, his hometown just is flooded with him for me, you know. So I don't know. I don't like this, but at the same time, I don't want to say that because it's God's justice, God's ways, God's will, God's everything. And if I knew why God did it, then I would have understanding, right? I can only assume, well, whatever the reason, I know that that God did do it for a good reason, right? Because God does everything for a good reason. It's just so weird, you know. I miss going to their house. They're older now, but I miss going there, and I miss going there and having the pizza with the kids, and my kids were little, and just everybody was safe, you know. Everybody was together. That's what I miss. Everybody was together. Everybody was together. Everybody. And we were safe. And we were safe, as Stephen would put it, we were happy, healthy, and holy. It was wonderful, wonderful. And I miss that. You know, I used to have the world. I had the world. I married the man of my, when I say dreams, I married the man of my dreams, okay? I got to marry him. He gave me his life. He chose me to be his wife. I mean, you might say, oh yeah, right. So a lot of people might say, if they think I'm coming down on myself, oh Lisa, you know, well, he got to marry you too. I don't mean any of that. Put all it aside, okay? I don't mean any feminism. I can't even say it. You know what I mean? My mouth doesn't do that. I don't mean coming down on myself. I'm just saying plainly that this man chose me out of all the women that ever were, ever will be, ever anything in his life. He chose me to spend the rest of his life. He chose me. So when I look at his high school pictures or whatever, I was going to be his wife. Like, out of all the women on the planet, he chose me to be his wife. And to have his kids and to spend his life with and to work hard with and be a partner with. And it's like, wow, amazing. I'm so honored. So honored. And I always was. Always was. I got that. I was always honored. I was always blessed. Wow, 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 you know? So it's amazing that he chose me. So, I don't know, I'm just really feeling it right now, and I'm so grateful. And I told God the other day, I said, if you never want me to marry again, Lord, I said, it's okay. Because I already had the best. How can I top it? You can't. I had the best. I had the best. It's okay. Do I want to get remarried? Of course. But at the same time, it's awkward, right? But yes, I do. And I know that he wouldn't want me to be alone like this. So, and I know. Yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that. Okay, thanks. So I was just talking to my mother, and you know, I was talking to her, and I want to communicate that. She was saying, Lisa, everything changes. And I go, I know. Does it? Like forever? It always changes. And I need to communicate to somebody right now that I had the world. I did. I had the world. For example, I would go to my in-laws' house on a Friday early, before noon, right? We'd show up about 4 or 5 pizzas. And, you know, we would call our in-laws over after they all, you know, were able. And we would just stay there all day. Grandpa was healthy. He could just, you know, bebop in and out of he was such a gardener. It was amazing. He'd grow all kinds of vegetables. He made, I have videos on my channel here. If you bebop around a couple of years ago, you'll see them more than 2 years ago. And I used to say, one day this is all going to end. You know, Grandpa had a swing made for all his grandkids and a seesaw, and he had a little shed that he used to go in and out of, and he used to play the radio and do the slip and slide. And it was just, you know, it wasn't very much, but it was wonderful. It was like everything. It was everything. Okay? Does that make sense? Sorry if I'm getting my head not in the video here. And you know, Nani would play games with the kids and wrap them up with the blankets, or she'd have what's called the quarter game, and every time they got the question right, she would give them a quarter. And, you know, she would have coffee all day, and after the pizza, the kids would go outside and play, and then they'd come in, and then we'd all have the 7 different half gallons of ice cream that she would offer us. And, you know, it's like, it does feel, it's so real, alive still. It does feel like yesterday. It feels like today. It does. And yet, so much time has gone by, and we haven't done those things. And I don't know. And I used to always think, I used to tell my mother-in-law, I'd say, you know, because she used to worry, you know, like, oh, when it's time for for God to take me home, I say, listen, I will always take care of your son. I will always take care of him. Don't you worry, right? Yeah. So now I gotta help everybody else take care of her, right? Everybody's got their part. I do my part. And it's just amazing. It is quite amazing. And I tell you this because if you go through this, or you are going through this, if you're not going through it, one day, there comes a time for everybody. There's a time for everything. So what does my stepmother say? She says, the first 20 years, you're growing. The next 20 years, most likely, you get married, you have your family. The 20 years after that, you're taking care of your parents. And the next 20 years after that, your kids are taking care of you. Isn't that something? Wow. I love it. So I feel so confident in my life, and I feel Stephen's presence so much in my life, because I love him. My children love him. He loves us, and your soul doesn't die. So, and he loves us. So if I died and I love, right? I don't stop loving because my body died. My soul still exists. It's still alive. Your soul doesn't die. So, you know what I mean? You don't stop loving who you were loving just because your flesh died. Your soul still exists. Does this make any sense? I hope to God I don't sound like I'm crazy. So, I've never felt his presence so much than I do 2 years later. My mother used to always say to me, I was just laughing with her over the phone, because I'd say, Mom, remember when you used to tell me that you feel Stephen and his presence all around? And she says, oh yeah, he's all around your house. And I used to be like, no, I don't sense that at all. Because I wasn't used to it. I was just used to seeing him, So I said, now I do. Now I do. I just sense him everywhere all the time. It's weird. It's a good weird, but it's definitely different. I'll take it. Okay. But it's so weird, because with that, it's like, okay, so what if I get married again, right? I want to. I believe God is going to do it. And I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there, about you marry the man of your dreams, you still feel his presence heavily, and it only becomes more and more, and then you get married. It's like, how does that work? Maybe somebody out there in YouTube land has gone through this that's listening to me. Sorry about the darkness. Maybe you have advice for me. Yeah. Hey, what about that? How about that? Yes. Maybe one of you guys can help me. Please tell me. How is that? I need to know. Anyway. Life is pretty amazing. Yeah. So I just put the radio on, and I think it's the Mass. I love it. Oh, I love it. Listen to this. I love it. So today my family prayed. I'm talking all my family. They prayed the rosary together. It was awesome. We do this once a month. My brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, all the grandparents. And to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the... Oh, it's all staticky.